The fly has a slow-motion left hand and right hand, a set of taikai and a dance, smoother than a big mom's dance. It has a toothpick as a barbell to exercise six-pack abs. Its legs can't stay idle either. It runs 10 tapes a day. It quickly develops into a miniature muscle man. It can't easily break the spring. Why does this fly work so hard? It's because inside it is a man's soul. He wants to take revenge on his enemies. It turns out, the fly used to have a beautiful girlfriend, Prabhu, and he relied on his ancestral Indian dance to capture her heart. He captured her heart and confessed his love. Prabhu made him a love token, but Sudeep also fell in love with Prabhu. When he sees his rival, he gets jealous and his desire to kill spreads in his heart. When Nani goes to collect the token, he is hijacked by a speeding van and taken to the middle of nowhere. Sudeep beat him up and stepped on him. He suffocated Nani to death. After Sudeep left, Nani's body is suddenly transformed, and his soul possesses a fly's egg. He wakes up as a Castellan wildcat. The first thing Nani did when she woke up was to see Prabhu again. She is still as charming and beautiful as ever, but she doesn't recognize herself anymore, so she can only look at her and grieve in silence. Sudeep takes advantage of this situation and pretends to be Nani's best friend. The fly shakes his head desperately, but no one can see it, and he watches as his rival gets the better of him. Nani is furious and rushes towards Sudeep's ear to harass him, successfully impeding his salty hands. Looking at the defenseless Prabhu, Nani is in pain and decides to teach this bad guy a lesson. Sudeep went home and started steaming in the sauna, locked in a box and unable to move. This was the perfect time. Nani jumped on his nose and provoked him. "I'm going to annoy you even if I don't move." Then she took a walk on her face, left her feet smelling, and drilled it into her ears. Sudeep's mind is buzzing with it. Sudeep keeps shaking and struggling. The box is loose and starts sliding forward. He's about to hit the pillar. This stab will kill him. The box was pushed against the corner. It stopped briefly. Then it turns 180 degrees and starts sliding again. Luckily, Sudeep's head was not big enough to avoid it and escaped from death. Seeing that the fly is still lingering, Sudeep picked up Eugene and sent it, even chased the fly into the hall and lost a big revenge. But who would have thought that the fly would seek revenge on himself? Sudeep is oblivious to the fact and continues to show his love by approaching Prabhu in his official capacity. Nani gets even more angry and starts making new plans. The fly rushes towards the man's eyes and passes in front of his pupils. The man waves his hand but hits his eyes. The car immediately goes into a car accident and performs an airborne 2.5-week stint. Then a sideways sliding shovel 100 meters. It crashed directly into a dump truck and had a close contact with the front of the truck, spreading a wave of dog food to the onlookers. Fortunately, there are airbags, saved the man's life. Look up, but the fly was still there. Nani doesn't want to leave him alone at all. Nani harasses Sudeep day in and day out, making it difficult for him to sleep every night. He chases the flies like a madman, but he can't hit them. His back and legs ache. He's in low spirits. He feels that his body has been hollowed out. He can't sleep unless he's mummified without showing a single crack. This action cuts Sudeep's resting time drastically. In the morning, he was woken up by a phone call. He almost missed his flight. He's forced to drive in fatigue for the sake of his work. His lips are purple, and coincidentally, he was stuck in a traffic jam. Nani had the bright idea of changing her target and harassing the police. Her gesture of waving her hand to chase away the flies was misinterpreted as letting them go. So the cars from all four directions were stuck in a traffic jam. Sudeep had to get out of the trunk and borrow a car. Nani is making a decisive move. Taking advantage of you to kill you, successfully induced an accident on the highway. Sent the man to the hospital. Sudeep was never without his bug zapper from then on. He asked his men if flies can take revenge on people. The other men pretended to be a fly in the ointment. Sudeep covered his face. Inside, he's depressed. He didn't realize that Prabhu had come to visit him, so he made a pass at Prabhu. He touches the back of his hand. Green Nani rushes forward, but Prabhu sprays him with insecticide. Prabhu took another shot, but he accidentally broke the pendant. It was a love token for Nani. Nani fell out of the room in a daze and couldn't look at his girlfriend twice. Sudeep goes to an entomologist for advice, but he thinks he's hallucinating. Sudeep is even more frustrated. He goes for a walk in the middle of nowhere and meets a mysterious man with a torch who says a couple of strange fables and then leaves. Sudeep is annoyed but remembers his words by accident. Prabhu is upset about the pendant and seeks comfort from his sisters. The sisters give their opinion. Prabhu is left alone with her thoughts. She finds a wooden box. And decides to put the pendant away, along with her memories. But then she remembers the 2 years. Nani had been chasing after her for 2 years. Prabhu's heart ached with sadness. Nani, who was secretly observing, remained silent. He could only watch his girlfriend's tears as he dragged the droplets around the table. He drew a thin, winning line and finally formed a small line. He told his girlfriend who he was. Only then did they finally recognize each other. "I can't believe it." Nani tells him that she didn't die accidentally, but was killed by Sudeep, and it was because of him. Prabhu is shocked to learn everything. He feels a deep sense of guilt and madness. Nani draws a horizontal line with paint on Sudeep's photo. He managed to reach an understanding with Prabhu. While Sudeep is sleeping, it was time to attack. Nani removes the unlit cigarette butt and runs backwards. Rolls the cigarette and stuffs it under the covers. The spark ignites and the comforter and sheets ignite Nani's hatred. One move didn't kill him. It's okay, there's always the next one. When someone is trying to shave Sudeep's beard, he makes a mess in his ear. The blade almost cut his throat. Sudeep had put insecticide on the table and was waiting. Nani didn't fall for it. He rolled his eyes. Nani sneaks the pills into a glass of wine. By the time Sudeep realizes it, he's already taken a few sips and rushes to the toilet to throw up. Sudeep couldn't stand it any longer. He customized a tempered glass house. Even a fly can't get in. When you enter, you have to sterilize your whole body first. Then infrared rays are used to detect any foreign objects. If there's anything, it's a slap attack. Nani had no choice. She had to ask Prabhu for help. Prabhu came to Sudeep's house in the open and pried open the screws on the window and put Nani inside. He cut his skin with a steel blade to vent his anger and used a welding torch to destroy the safe and burned hundreds of millions of Sudeep's assets. Sudeep's eyes were bloodshot and he was in agony as he watched the burning ashes of the banknotes. Suddenly, he remembered the mystic's prophecy. He rushed to the wasteland to find someone and invited the mysterious man back home. It turns out that the man is a sorcerer and has seen everything in advance. He comes to Sudeep's house and does a spell to drive Nani away. He makes a spiritual power attached to a sparrow. He entered the house and searched for traces of Nani. The hunt is on, and the bird's beak is almost buried. Nani seeks to survive in a desperate situation and leads the sparrow to a socket where he is electrocuted and then flees in a hurry. The sparrow touched a switch while scouting. The house's anti-theft system has been activated. Sudeep is now trapped in his own cocoon. He can't escape. The carbon dioxide from the ignition is filling the room. If he doesn't get out, he'll suffocate, but the wizard doesn't have a spell to control the door. Sudeep had to pound on the solid window for nothing, but he couldn't see a single crack. No use hitting it with a bottle. The quality is as good as made in China. The scythe of death is about to begin its harvest. No cry is too silent. Nani looks at his former rival with mockery and makes a mark on the glass. Sudeep fell in the smoke. No matter how powerful a man is, one can't do as one pleases. There are always people who want to give their heart for their heart. They'll do harm to others for their own selfish desires. Sooner or later, they get what they deserve.